Hey, what is up, guys? It's Guildspire here, and welcome back to Elden Ring. I believe this is going to be attempt number 5. So let us get going, shall we? First and foremost, let's, go through our hour worth of setup. And secondly, let's not get by the magworm. That would be a good start, methinks. After that, Godskin Duo we need to make sure not to mess up on. All good things. Now there was a update for some stability stuff, by the way. So though we beat Elden Beast last night, looks like Elden Beast did get fixed to where they're not going to be, how shall I say, as buggy as they have been. So we're gonna have to see what that looks like. By buggy, the biggest thing is they just wouldn't do specific attacks, including Elden Stars, which is what everyone was poise breaking for such a long time. And now I might have to go through a specific process to ensure that Elden Stars does not spawn, because Elden Stars pretty much is a run ender, more or less. We fixed a few issues, but creates a new... FromSoft is actually pretty good at fixing things without spawning more things. It's just more or less, things now work as intended, which for the sake of our runs, like, well, did I really want things to work as intended? The answer, maybe not. But here we are, and we'll see what we can do. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I feel like most game companies, especially with like how in-depth things are in a lot of games, Elden Ring, it's surprising that they haven't broken more things than they fixed. But they've done a pretty good job of making sure that, you know, sometimes things do get broken upon fixes. There's no doubt about that, but I would always say that one outweighs the other, and normally it is the fixes outweigh the broken.
And I can also that you're not then wine. I am Carlin. Goodbye.
All right. So I wonder if this gold-tinged excrement will give us 2 again, or just 1. I don't know if it's random chance or what, but I am intrigued. I mean, to be fair, that's a lot of content. I feel like a lot can go wrong with that much content. Nope, 1 this time. To be fair, you only need 1. So a bit of a moot point. Just a tiny bit. Alright, sounds good. Hey, what's up? How you doing today? How you doing, Miss Scudio? Hopefully you're doing well.
Have you? They, sir, but you.
Good job, Meep. Your objective has been completed.
Then it's summon me. Ah, I bequeath. It will summon Torrent. Treat him with.
There, let's pass time to the day, so we don't need to worry about any nighttime bosses right now. She sneezed on you because you didn't give her enough food. That's why. That is how that works. This was a declaration of war, and she appears to be winning. Pineapple on pizza? Honestly, pretty good. I do enjoy the pineapple on pizza. Alright. Biochemical warfare, is that what she's committed? Once again, don't actually need to go this way. I just have gotten into the habit of doing so for one reason or another, and I don't entirely know why, but whatever. We pop this. Ignore Roderica. Let's go back to the first step, since that's just kind of my pathing right now. I love the weather effects in this game. They do such a good job of, like, making it look like it's going to rain, or, like, make the skybox actually look ominous and, like, foreboding of, oh, it's going to rain, or anything to that degree. Like, it has weight to it. It isn't just like, oh, the sky went dark. It's like, oh, that actually looks ominous and foreboding. I should assume that it's going to rain at some point. They did such a good job. Let's be honest.
What do you don't want any trouble?
Such little good detail.
Well done. Well,
They still made God loops and reworked map. So when you say God loops, what do you mean by that? I think that is a big question there, because there is really good loops, and then there's God loops or infinite to be more accurate. And then there's also, like, God palettes.
You there. Could you help us out, Cully? You were just thank you. I was put and I ended up. Oh, when they. And so this is all I hope. Or.
The windows that drop you off into. Are you talking about, like, Myers' house? Where that used to be an infinite and then they shadow nerfed it? Is that what you're talking about? From one floor to the ground with the giant wall. One floor to ground with giant wall. So it sounds like you're talking about Myers' house. I mean, the biggest thing is, if you're in that situation, you're chasing as a killer, you vault with them. And as long as they don't have balanced landing, they should lose distance, because they end up taking a stun. So in all honesty, those type of vaults are not that bad. Randomly spawned. Even still, like I said, those vaults are not the worst thing, as long as it's a drop down to where they can't get into, like, an immediate vault thereafter. But most times that should set you in a position to where if there's any amount of chase thereafter, that should result in a hit. They do. Any drop where a bounce landing's not activated results in a temporary stun on survivors. Now, if they were to have accidentally broken that, then that obviously could be an issue. But I haven't paid attention to the bug forums as of this update. But they should be getting stunned on the drop. Or get to second floor instead. I mean, if they're able to get to another window or second floor from a drop, that seems a bit much. I don't think there ever should be a situation to where they can theoretically get from window to window, because that is definitely the makings of an infinite. But I haven't played it myself, so I can't say with a degree of certainty one way or another. I might have to check out New Haddonfield and see what's up. Also, I guess should play, like, New Legion at some point too. I actually really like the changes. that they made to Legion. I think the changes to Legion were really good. Specifically, a lot of the add-on changes. The add-on changes were freaking brilliant. Makes Legion so much better. Like, it's such a small change, but having the, like, Saz effects proc on the men complete makes a world of difference. Ghostface, I'm not sure if they did enough on Ghostface, to be honest. It was a little bit disappointing. I still think they could have gone a few steps further on Legion, actually. But I'm overall pretty happy with Legion changes. There can spawn a window in the middle house, which you need to vault or get around half of the house. I mean, most cases when a survivor vaults a window, unless you can gain distance on the vault, you're gonna want to vault with them. So going around usually is not the best idea, and usually no scenarios where survivors are forced to vault. Usually you can catch them in 2.5 loops, and if it's always going consistently 3, then yeah, I'll admit that's a bit of a problem. But like I said, I haven't played Haddonfield yet, so I can't say with any degree of certainty what that looks like. Alright, so let's go grab the Samba Smith and Stone. Oh. Run up the stairs to the 2nd floor. Well, here's another follow-up question. Are you playing, like, what killer are you playing? Because that actually does make a significant difference. For obvious reasons. Nemesis? I mean, you're 115, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue in the grand scheme of things, unless they royally effed up the loop. And by that, I mean giving survivors the ability to create infinites. I would like to be able to comment more on it, but I simply can't, as I just don't have any insight into the map itself, as I have not played it as killer and or survivor. Maybe I'll take a look later this week and see what my thoughts are on it. But I'm interested. Excuse me. The stairs is just a very bad angle for killers. What do you mean, very bad angle? Like, you should be able to hit them on the stairs with an M1. If you're going for M2 on stairs, then that's not a good idea, especially with killers like Nemesis, where their power is very dependent on your angle. Which dog was it? I guess that answers my question. Yeah, I've never had the dogs aggro on me there before. Don't know what's up.
It seems torrent, whereas I'm there is.
Not sure if I'm taking it too fast or too slow now. But either ways.
How can I? Have a safe journey.
Alright, let's equip you. Let's equip you. Let's go back to the first step. Yeah, if you're trying to M2 them or use your power, in this case Nemesis Tentacle, on people on the stairs, you just shouldn't, because his ability is very much only on a horizontal plane. Similar to that of the Doctor. If you're trying to just hit them with an M1 and it's missing, then I don't know how how or why that would happen. Itchy nose. All right. All right. We're in the clear. Yeah, never getting hit by the frickin' rockin' again. No, thank and you. Alright, let's go grab Smith and Stone number 5. Ooh, I was telling Frankie this earlier today. I feel like I just need a freaking day to sleep. I am so effing fatigued. It's kind of nutty. Huh, didn't even aggro the face ball. I don't think I would have wanted to run back anyways. There is still a risk of some other enemies hitting us, but I do find it interesting that it did not aggro and or wake it up this time around. Wonder why that was. All right. Well, let us go for the meteorite staff. That didn't backfire, because that would have been bad. There's one right there. Thankfully, these guys usually don't, like, rush down to kill me. They usually take their time, so we are good. Alright, let's get rid of the ensnarement. And off to Dragon Bottle West we go. Alright, alright. I literally can't stop yawning. It also could be, I think I mentioned it on stream before, but I'm fairly certain that I'm brachycardic. My heart rate is just so much lower. My resting heart rate just is so much lower than it should be based on my level of activity. And I'm fairly certain I just don't breathe enough. And so for anyone who's asthmatic, you'll know that you'll sometimes yawn excessively because you're not able to get enough air, basically. And so I'm fairly certain I just simply enough also don't breathe. At least enough that my body wants, and so just force me to yawn. So it could be a mixture of that. Could be the fact that my fatigue is off the charts today. Could be a lot of things, I don't know. Ease away. It is downright annoying. That is for sure. Alright, though, off to the round table we shall go. I was really tempted there to, like, just take a whack at Greyroll's wings. And then I thought, maybe I shouldn't, because then that might aggro the other dragons a lot sooner. And I might take a unnecessary hit, and I would regret that. So I was like, maybe we don't do that. Maybe we don't do stupid things.
Let my hand.
Alright. Let's get our longbow, let's get our levels, and let's kill Greyroll.
You're in Nomad Loud. You're.
17,900. Good. Hi there, Ensha. Alright, off to Fort Faroth we go. Let's level up. Let's make sure we have everything prepped and ready. I want you equipped. We are going to want to add our charge to the flask. Here to the flask, all 5 in. We got our spells all set. 12, 18, 19. Perfect. Don't know why I sat back up when I still need to make it nighttime. Alright, let's go. Yeah, let's get the gold pickled foulfoot primed and ready, as ideally we're going to be killing both Greyroll and Deathrite Bird while the gold pickled foulfoot is primed. That is the ideal scenario. We'll see if that happens. I'm trying to think, whenever I get here and I have time to think, I always think of what would I do in the instance that I could not kill Greyroll anymore. I don't think it would be the end of the world, to be honest. We'd still go and kill the Deathrite Bird. We'd still kill the Erdtree Avatar. Like, as long as we have Meteorite Shard, that kind of sets us up pretty well. Not Meteorite Shard, Meteorite Staff and Rock Sling. That sets us up pretty well. But I guess we could just use the Gold Pickle Foulfoot on the Putrid Avatar. Just have to see whether or not we'd be able to kill the Putrid Avatar at whatever level we are. Still, 67,000 runes would be pretty well missed. I imagine I could kill the small dragons with, whatchamacallit? Rock Sling. I wonder if we'll ever try that. Maybe I should try that and see what it looks like to kill the small ones with Rock Sling. That could be interesting. See how effective and or ineffective it is. And if it's effective enough, then that would be a good replacement for doing this if need be. Like I said, apologies for yawning so much today. very least, I guess I'll get to yawns out when we're doing stuff like this, kind of mindlessly wailing at Grey Roll. But if I find myself making too many mistakes during this run, I'll probably call it early on stream instead of pushing through the entire run. Because, like I said, I'm pretty exhausted. And it's not like because I didn't sleep or anything, it's just purely my disability. Alright, friendo. Alright, let's push to Death Riper, try and get there before our gold pickle foulfoot runs afoul. We're gonna ignore the Starlight Shard for now. And also not pop the Church of Plague Site of Grace. Hi, Millicent. Alright. We'll be back for Redmane Castle eventually, then we'll go down there. Hey, Deathright Bird! How you doing, buddy? Still so frickin' spicy, and I don't know why. It just never did this before. So we're not gonna get the gold pickle foulfoot off, or the kill before gold pickle foulfoot ends. I can already guarantee that fact. I just don't remember it being this frickin' spicy. Safe at this point. No reason not to. No amount of good music will make the experience any better. Maybe those ghost flames got a little bit closer to me than I wanted. Ghost flame. I mean, I'm just happy that behaviors like start making changes here and there to things here and there. You know, it takes them freaking a lifetime, but it eventually does happen. How much health are you? It's already doing things again. What in the world? Yeah, it used to never be this reactive. It used to be very much like the Deathright Bird in Lake Lunaria, where it let you wail on it a bit before doing much. By a bit, I mean literally stun locking it. Why Why are you positioned there of all places, mate? That was fantastic. This should be enough, hopefully. There we go. Alright. That was a tedious task, to say the least. Alright, let's go to Stormhill Shack. We'll sit, level up, so we can take care of the other death threat bird. I just think the biggest thing about behavior when it comes to balancing is the fact that they suffer, or are rather suffering from similar things that TCGs do, which is power creep and attempting to implement cool and new things that should, you know, change up the gameplay in some way, shape, or form, but by neglecting to, you know, keep in mind things that have already been in the game, end up creating some broken scenarios. And then also not entirely addressing when something is overplayed or overused to the point of being the only thing people use, and not be able to look at that and go, why is that, and what should we do to address it? I think is like another big thing that behavior just doesn't really do, is kind of addressing those matters. Like, why is it that Dead Hard is used in 95% of matches at a higher level? All right. Off to Lake Lunaria. What time is it? It's still nighttime, so we should be good for Death Right Bird. It's definitely a bit later than normal, so we might have to reset the time, potentially. And keep this game afloat. I mean, I think it comes down to two major parties. That is A, content creators. B, I think it's also competitive players to some degree who, you know, even though I think both parties that we just listed there definitely complain about the game a good amount. I think it's because they really do enjoy the game and want to see it succeed. And it's just unfortunate that a lot of that feedback does fall on deaf ears and doesn't always receive the intrigue that it deserves, right? So I think that there are many forces that keep the game afloat. I mean, I have to give behavior credit where credit's due, that Dead by Daylight is the only ASIM that has survived as long as it has, and so that alone is like an impressive feat. However, they cannot get complacent and, you know, not address the issues that the community has brought up. Hi, Death Right Bird. I mean, I think even though, you know, not being happy with the current state of the game is fair, I don't think that means that you should invalidate their achievements. It just means that you know, should also hope that they improve upon the foundation that they created. That's my hope for them. Whether or not they do that, well, that's for them to figure out, for me to find out. Let's go get the necklace.
What are you trying to start? Show me, and I'll consider. I'm not in love. You're a first.
All right. Fair, fair. I'm a realist, and I fully understand that behavior's objective at the end of the day is to keep the game afloat. And so I look at it as they're going to make attempts to do so, whether or not those attempts are successful or what the community is looking for, that I cannot say. But I can say with certainty that behavior doesn't want to see DVD, you know, disappear or, you know, phase out in time. That they as a company would like to see the continuation of Dead by Daylight. So we'll wait and see if their attempts are successful or just putting duct tape over a sinking ship. Camping the hook has 3 people being near it. I mean, honestly though, here's the thing. If survivors are going to swarm the hook and you see 2, 3 survivors not on gens and instead trying to go for the unhook, like that tells you that you should be camping it is the thing, right? Because that alone tells you, oh, no one's on gens, I can wait here and get value. That's how I look at it in that situation, if survivors are being that altruistic. That is fair, that is fair. I think the biggest thing is as well that depending where your MMR falls, if you're on the higher end, or like medium high, whatever your MMR is, also determines how you end up having to play depending on what you're looking to get out of the game. And I think that's also important as well, is that the amount of enjoyment that one gets from a game is solely dependent on what they're looking to get out of it. So if you're looking to 4K every game as killer, then I would imagine you're going to have much less of a fun time. So I think evaluating what you want out of the game might also be beneficial for your overall enjoyment. All right, let's go grab this golden seed. I think that's why I decided to make, like, when I was streaming Dead by Daylight more often, making Mondays like a content day where we kind of meme around or put on some random build, or build ideas. And then Tuesdays were like the, oh, okay, let's aim for 4Ks days. I kind of like that because it did alleviate that, oh, okay, I need to get a 4K. There's the golden seed. Oh, let's go back to Lakeshore, because now we're going to be going and killing the Erdtree avatar. Avatar. The Last Airbender. Actually, it would have been pretty hysterical if they would have had an Avatar: The Last Airbender reference. Want to have matches not finishing 5 minutes or not high tier killers of gen defense. I think if you're playing Survivor, you do need to subvert your expectations a little, because the biggest thing, whether you're playing killer survivors, you always have to remember that the people that you're playing with and or against don't always have the same goals as you, right? And I think that also is something that a lot of people lose sight of, is, you know, what you want out of the game is not what everyone else wants out of the game. And so if you're playing against high tier killers that have a lot of gen regression or gen slowdown, more likely than not, their objective is to get a 4K. And that might not be a fun experience for you to play against, but that's what they are aiming for. Or at least be mindful in endgame as killer. Or be mindful in endgame. What does that mean? As far as like survivors ending games in 5 minutes, comes down to efficiency, which if you're getting survivors who are playing that efficiently, then your MMR is probably not too bad. And thus you're playing against survivors who know what to do and when to ensure the most value. And yeah, matches against higher MMR survivors, especially where they're able to, you know, where they're able to have Prove Thyself and green toolboxes and all of this freaking insane value. I mean, survivors, when they go all out and have 4 Prove Thyself, 4 toolboxes, what have you, it's kind of ridiculous. Lack of winning in this game. What do you mean winning? Are you talking about whining? Are you talking about, like, so what do you mean by endgame? Are you talking about post-game chat? Or are you talking about endgame as in EGC? Endgame and post-game are 2 different things. So you're spelling whining, by the way, not winning. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, pretty sure winning has 2 N's. That's why I was getting a bit confused. Because people do whine in endgame or post-game chat. I mean, at the end of the day, though, like, one's win condition is truly dependent on the individual. And that's why I'm saying, you know, depending on who you play with, the win condition changes dramatically. All right? Sometimes the win condition can be as simple as the killer wants a 4K. Sometimes it can be that they want to win in a specific way. Whining is whining, winning. That's why I was confused. I was like, I'm not sure you're trying to say whining or winning. You're fine. Autocorrect be like that. But yeah, as far as like the win conditions are concerned, it really comes down to the individual. And that's why, especially when I play Survivor and don't like have a full Swift where our objectives align, it's not worth like making sure you get the out or an escape or whatnot, because the win condition just shifts to have a fun time. But yeah, asims and multiplayer games as a general, where it's not like a collective objective, it really can become very interesting of like how you play a game or why you play a game. I think Magic the Gathering has like a similar issue at times, where Magic the Gathering some people, like, people have very different experiences with MTG, and that's because some people like running jank, which, you know, is there for the memes and, you know, trying to win in a really unconventional way. And then there are people who are just there to win, and when both parties clash, it's just not a fun experience for anyone involved is the problem. Can I lock on, please? When FromSoft with max level phantoms, most OP stuff in Elden Ring is less OP than regular DBD Swift. Once again, we are looking at two very different games, of course. One is, you know, created with multiplayer in mind, and FromSoft has always been a PvE first, PvP second type of studio, and I think that's very clear in how there are many things in PvE that are very much overpowered in PvP. But they're doing a good job of balancing, so I'm pretty happy with the results so far. One is 3-on-1. Well, invading is much different from duels, of course. Invading invaders are meant to be at a disadvantage, and duels, of course, are duels where it's supposed to ideally be an even playing field. So a bit of a different experience there. Perfect. All right, let's go back to Stormhill Shack real quick. Make sure that we grab the Stoneward's Key as well as the Golden Seed. And now let's head to Fort Farah. Not Fort Farah, Fort Height. Yeah? We're ready for Fort Height? Yeah. I don't think I've forgotten anything, but I don't think so. Just need to grab some more arrows. I think we're good. Yeah. Alright, I do want to avoid the small bear, as we are going to go past the great rune bear on the tree. Where's the big guy? There it is. There's Blythe. I do really love the environmental storytelling of that bear being asleep all the St. Trina lilies, which are known to, you know, make you sleepy. It's just really good environmental storytelling. It's actually really cool. Those little touches go a very long way, in my opinion.
Please, I'm hungry.
G2. Let's make sure we equip the longbow now. Pre-nerf Deathslinger, I could chill out with Save the Best for Last and Rancor. No Way Out and Bloodwarden. I mean, Deathslinger's still, like, it's still a good killer, definitely just not as good as they used to be. There's no argument there that they're nowhere near as good as they used to be. It's unfortunate, but c'est la vie. Physic. Anything else we need to do? I guess I need to still go to a, another site of grace for the flask. Yeah, that's true. It's a little bit more difficult on console. You're not wrong. As I said before, though, it's definitely not impossible to play precision-based killers on console, though. I know people who play on console who play at a very high level, you know, using Deathslinger, using Huntress. So it's not impossible, but it definitely is more difficult. I will not disagree with that. I think we should wait. I once again contemplate I should just go in. It'll be fine. No, we're gonna wait. Make sure we don't make any stupid mistakes. Deathslinger also suffers from hard corner syndrome now. Well, so I think if you're suffering like hard corners, one thing to keep in mind is that survivors' hitboxes lag behind them while they're running. So you don't need to be on point. You can purposely aim a little bit behind them to actually get the hit. And I think that's very important in regards to Deathslinger with his ADS nerf. So I think that is another factor that might benefit you if you are struggling with that. Can we shoot him now? Will be one arrow short, but that is a-okay. Alright, ratlings, time for you to die. Perfect. Alright, let's get ourselves the Bloody Slash as well as the first piece of the Dectus Medallion. Excellent. I wish there was a way, you know, it'd be really cool. I doubt they'll ever add it, but for you to like jump to the ladder rather than having to go all the way back down. Yeah, but the delay shouldn't be that significant. I say that significant, but I can understand that, yes. That does cause some issues for sure.
Well,
Like I said, is it more difficult to play him on console? Absolutely. Is it impossible? No. I mean, you don't have to, but like I said, it comes down to what your win condition is, right? We need to craft you. All right. Das. And good. Perfect. I'm sure there's a few. I'm sure there's a few. Big rat, can you not, please? What? Big rat tried to kill me! Huh? You're called the Beast Repellent Torch! Why the big rat try to kill me? I've never seen that happen before. Interesting. Okay. Well, the good news is we were able to bone out. It did not hit me. That was a bit surprising. I won't lie. I won't lie. Okay. Okay. How many do we need? We're off. We would have had one additional level there. That's a big oof. Let's go with that. Readjust our flasks. Wow, that was a bit frightening. Just the wee bit. Alright, we got you at the ready, you at the ready. Let's bleed. Console Trickster is harder to aim with him than with glitched out weapons in COD with insane recoil. Like I said, I'm sure there are people who do use Trickster on console and might even main him on console. Is it easy? No. Do people do it? Yeah, probably. Oh, I'm sure. Alright, let's get you prepped and ready. Alright, thank you. I appreciate ya. Stay away from Magworm Sword. I will try my best. Break aggro. But seems like we're good. Yeah, Magma Worm ended up hitting us twice yesterday. Found that going counterclockwise, not a bright move, as we're getting hit by like the corner of like its arm. It didn't make a lot of sense to how we're getting hit, but we were. been broken. Unfortunately, with this putrid avatar, there's no way for me to poise break it. We're not able to hit it fast enough. Guys, you're so slow to get back to the roots. But is what it is. Good. Halfway through. Yeah, we have good timing here. I was wondering that would go a little bit farther, but I just want to get this fight over with if I can help it. Left, need to drag it right now. Stuns prawn men with 1 strong attack and a gravitas or 2 gravitas. When you say prawn men, are you talking about the rotkin? The ones that shoot the spines from its back? Is that what you're talking about? That's not bad. I don't feel like they have a lot of poise, though. Like, overall. But either way, that is nice, I will say. It does do quite a bit of damage. It's just getting it such a pain. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. What are you doing? Let's go to the root. Good. I think it's what? Four hits here? No, maybe a bit more. I think it's 4 hits now. Something close though. Perfect. Let's go for it. Good. Perfect. All right, time for us to set up at Rotkin. Rotview Balcony, not Rotkin Balcony. No, thank you. Don't want to go to Rotkin Balcony. You know what? We don't even need to set up here. I can set up down in the tunnel itself. I think that's smart. Less chances of being hit for any reason whatsoever. Though you know what? Ooh. I'm actually going to level up here. I don't think it would happen, but I don't know if Alexander wouldn't disappear. We know that. We already have to sit at the site. Whatever. I'm already here. Push to 46. It does additional damage to void / fallen star enemies. My 4+ dealt 1/9 fallen star piece health with 360 damage. Okay. That's an interesting little tidbit. I wonder how many people have paid attention to that. That is very interesting. Thank you. Oh, that's bad. I always roll that way, and I freaking died. Fantastic. How far in? We're an hour in now. That's so dumb. I always roll there. And for some reason, that time just rolls shorter. That's so frustrating. My rune's right there, too. I always roll here. Wonder if it's because I was running prior to, as strange as that sounds. Like, I never have a problem rolling there. I don't know why it did the really short roll. Well, I was already fatigued as is. I wasn't confident that today was going to be the day anyways, but still, that's frustrating. That is just a wee bit frustrating. Alright, well, no matter what, that counts as a hit on the way. I'm just gonna continue for now. I won't even count that as a stupid mistake on my end. Just stupid. Just stupid. Hey, what's up, Giraffe? How you doing today? Hopefully doing well. Sip. Visited my grandparents today, so that was nice. Hey, very nice. Doing pretty well. I'm very tired, or more actually accurately fatigued today. Other than that, doing good. Space up. Dumb that we took a hit the way we did, but oh well. Oh well. Let's go to EG. Gonna be in and out while DVD updates. It's bogging my internet down, big oof, but hopefully enjoy the new update. You gonna be playing Survivor, Killer, a little bit of both, or no DVD at all for now? I don't know if we're doing scrims tomorrow, but I'm actually kind of tempted to try out Legion in a comp setting. Survivor for sure, fair, fair. My brain's fried already. I'm gonna see how I feel like 2 hours in. And I'm going to hop. are going to hop into Custom C Haddonfield. Ah, very nice. We're interested to see Legion as well. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see if they're any more viable. I'd be interested in trying them out. Hi, Ichimi boy.
Well, I presume. Oh, I am an old Koto, perhaps.
You do love Legion? Yeah, Legion's a lot of fun. Legion is a lot of fun. All right, now we got our Moonveil set up and ready to go. We can go over to Volcano Manor. Get everything we need there. We need to get our sleep pots ready and whatnot. I think the biggest thing is that in competitive Dead by Daylight, a lot of the maps tend to be a bit smaller, or if they're not small, they're a bit more congested, as they tend to be maps like Azrael's Resting Place, Suffocation Pit, Cold Tower, stuff like that. And so I think the maps and consistency around them will influence Legion in that sense a lot. And that's what I'm most interested in, is not exactly from pubs. That's the one of the big problems with pubs 9 times out of 10, right? That pubs, you don't know what map you're on. So you could be playing Huntress, but get Leeries, and then half a Huntress ability or benefits are kind of null and void. So there's some interesting things there. All right. Let's pop the side of Grays, head to Volcano Manor, and we will be good. Come on. Let me skip it. Let me do it.
I knew I hear. Take my hand.
It wasn't as map dependent. My favorite map was Hawkins. I do miss Hawkins. I feel like a lot of people just didn't know how to play it. To be fair, whenever I played against people who really knew how to play it, though, it was a little bit miserable. Just some specific loops were just so pain. Honestly, there are easy fixes to the map, though. Alright, let's grab the drawing room key.
Perhaps. Will you rise with us? Interest now you believe the drawing room, but be sure. The drawing room is through the hall.
They very rarely attack that quickly. Alright, let's pop this. Let's bleed out. switch to Rock Sling, as that's what we're going to use to kill the first 2 Snocks. The Snockers. That was the wrong thing. Oof. That is an oof right there. What? I have no idea why that happened, but it worked out. Going for Dex Int playthrough with drop by friend Wing of Estelle, Moonveil OP for me. I mean, Moonveil is just overall very good weapon. I mean, case in point, we use it specifically for no-hit runs. Alright, done. Dusted. Let's switch to Rock Sling. Should be good. And we should be in the clear. Also made a video on it recently when someone good at PvP invades with it. What, Moonveil or Wing of Estelle? I imagine that doesn't really matter, to be honest. Both, and like most weapons in this game in the hands of a good player are going to do well, even if they're not great. Moonveil, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's just a good weapon. I think the thing is, like, people need to accept that it's a good weapon, but, like, it isn't the most overpowered thing in the world where you can't interact with it. It's just that it's a good weapon in the right hands. When used well, it's going to be very nasty. Bleed. Alright, sip, swap, and at the ready. Key 2-shot and overlevel Phantom, Buried Gold active. I mean, that also depends on Vigor, right? Because a lot of people tend not to level up Vigor for whatever reason. I still don't entirely know why. I know why I didn't for the longest time, because I was confident in my ability to dodge most enemy attacks, but found myself lacking in some respects. And so I leveled up for, Vigor. Like, you should have, at the very least, 2,000 HP. Then they were over-leveling Vigor. Like, that's a sign of over-leveling then. Because 60 Vigor is 1,900. If they're at 2,000, that's like pushing 70, 80 Vigor.
I presume.
At that point, you're just shooting yourself in the foot by not speccing into something else. That's a bit silly. Just a wee bit silly. Alright, so let's item craft. All 3 of you. over leveled, max level summon, got 2-shot. Well, if he's meeting, like, invading max level, what level is he? Because he's going to be pretty high level too by that measure. All right. You also have to remember that phantoms are downscaled if they're over-leveled as well. All right. 2-hand sip. Row. Summon Phantom of higher level to downscale his Minsko, level 120. I know that downscales, I just don't know by how much. I also don't know if it's a percentage or if it is a flat rate either, for that matter. But I know they downscale. Either ways, I mean, 2-shotting with Moonveil makes sense. It's a very strong weapon art. And especially if you build around it. That's another thing. Like, if you wear Rogier's set on top of having Scorpion Talisman, the magical Scorpion Talisman, and like some other things, like you can really buff Moonveil's weapon art. Okay, I need you to lose aggro, please, because you are terrifying. You not done yet, friend? You got to be joking me. It is still aggroed on me. The fresh what? I don't trust that. I have a feeling it's gonna hit me through the floor. Good. Let's get the shortcut open. Got the key. Let's go back to the temple then. But I mean, overall, Moonveil is just a very, very strong weapon. And there are strong weapons all around, and it just comes down to how you use them. We do need to leave. Actually, we don't need to level right now. I was like, we could just level right now, but like, is there a reason to? Not really. Let's just send it. The biggest thing I think when going against Moonveil is just gonna come down to outspacing it. snake. Cool. Perfect. I mean, Rivers of Blood is, like, in the same camp. And it comes down to, yeah, it's safe, but it still has, you know, a need to prime its weapon art, which can be interrupted by shorter pokes. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that you need to play around the possibility of Moonveil. Is Moonveil strong and is it effective? Absolutely, I'm not going to deny that fact. But is it, like, absolutely the best weapon in the world, hands down? I wouldn't say that. Okay. Bollocks. Oof. I should have waited for it to come down the stairs more. That's what I should have done. Alright. Alright, let's do this, because this run is over. I'm just gonna refresh that at this point. That's run number 6. You know what I'm gonna do? We're just gonna do some boss practice. I'm tired, and I think boss practice would be good. Let's see. We just did new noble Maget. We don't need to practice. Just prepare it. Blood infused katana. On the other hand, with seppuku for complete BS. Yeah. Godric, we don't need to practice. I guess we can go Radon. Yeah, let's do Radon practice. Like I said, I'm just exhausted and I'm already making stupid mistakes like that. So I'd rather just say, you know what? Let's just do some quick practice, and then I think I'm just going to end early because I need some rest. Thankfully, tomorrow I'm working from home, so I should be able to rest during the work day when not much is going on. What are we doing here? Let's get you prepped. Do I want to say 3 times in a row or Dawn, or just 1 time? I'll say if we win, we move to the next one I want to practice. They grabbed aggro. You stuck there, buddy? Yeah, I saw that coming. That's why I need to not freaking double tap. if I double tap and he grabs aggro on me, I don't have any time to respond, so that's on me for being too aggressive and making a stupid mistake there. I need to be patient, set off one, let an NPC hit him a bit, set off another, rinse, repeat, and then be very wary of the gravity well. Aggro here, good. Goliath not get summoned? On me. It's on me now. Okay, I need someone to hit him, please. Blythe, you got this? Radon down. Let's practice another boss. Ideally, that's how it should go. Godfrey's fine. Morgoth's fine. I guess let's do Fire Giant. Let's do some Fire Giant practice. We did pretty well yesterday, so I think we'll do pretty well again today. Stand up fully on that one. Out of all those frickin' Moonville hits that missed, I just needed one. Literally one hit would have been fine. Let's cry inside right now. Ugh. I was like, okay, I can get this last one, and then he rolls. I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Just horrible timing. But everything else up to that went just fine. So, let's do it again. We're getting more consistent with this fight, which is good news at least. I just need to not make stupid mistakes. Alright, have a good one. Hope you sleep well, and talk to you tomorrow, friend. Always does volcano. Giant down. Who else do we want to practice real quick? Let's do Malekith. I mean, that was our second attempt on Fire Giant overall. If I hadn't messed up or done a stupid mistake, it would have been first try. So we're getting better. We know its attack pattern just comes down to us not botching it on one of those rolls. Fire breath, we're fine then.
Thou who approacheth destined death, I will not have it stolen from me.
Run to a pillar. I think it's gonna be a 3-hit one on second phase. this down. First try Malekith, not bad. Let's, as silly as it sounds, we're gonna do Gideon. He can just be a bit of a pain sometimes. I'm skipping most of them that I view as scripted. I could say that Malekith is scripted, or close to at least, but
And you
yeah.
come to stand before the Elden Ring, to become Lord. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, shall take the throne. No.
Getting down. Let's do Horlu. Down. Alright, let's practice Radigan Elden Beast. How is it that I'm doing so freaking good right now? Obviously, we took a hit on Fire Giant, but everyone else that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm kind of worried about this boss, let's practice them real quick. I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine. I was like, let's just do it in first shot. Sure, I guess. God dang. The moment I call it practice and not a run. Of course, Radigan's still gonna frickin' just beat me to the ground. Yeah. I messed up on that. It was early. Radigan's still one of my big barriers, I'd say. I feel like I practice him a lot, but I still struggle. I still struggle with the Radigans. We lost him probably like 12 times yesterday before we get into Elden Beast, and then we did Elden Beast first try. It was freaking nothing. I was like, I swear to God. But once we get to or through Elden Beast, I think I'm gonna call it there for the night. Like I said, I just feel exhausted. I always forget I don't need to dodge that first one. I need to dodge the second one. The first one always goes over my head. It's like I'm just reacting very late to the first attack, and then I just roll into a freaking hit on the second one. Like a freaking idiot. guess I rolled early? Question mark? I actually don't know what happened there, to be completely honest. Sometimes I feel like I have the right timing on that hit, and apparently I just don't. And other times I do, and I don't know what the difference is between those two, unfortunately. Dicey, but we made it. Alright, on to Elden Beast. Gotta be joking. I don't know how I didn't get the 5th hit in on time. I'll do one more run of Elden Beast. That's rough. I very much do not know how I didn't. We do have to go through Radigan again. I wish there was a way where there's a checkpoint between Radigan and Elden Beast. I really wish there was. I may or may not have forgotten that there was a second swing there. That's my reaction to that. All right. Stun off. We're doing so well. I just need one more stun. It was over. I rolled late. Dang. All right. I think on that note, I need to get some rest. To be honest, I'm just really, really tired. I'm hoping that maybe I'll be a bit more here tomorrow. We'll go for run number 6. But for now, I think that I will end the stream here. No, it's a bit early, but at the end of the day, I'm just exhausted. With that being said, guys, as always, if you did enjoy the show, please make sure to hit that follow button. If you haven't already, though, check out our Actual Life campaign. We're trying to help your kids at St. John's Hospital here in Fargo, North Dakota. On that note, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow for some more Elden Ring. Bye-bye!